Welcome to Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Families in Action is brought to you by your local hometown station, AM 1220. We very much appreciate it. And Action Parent Teen Support Program and Action Family Counseling, which I'll let Bob talk about.
Oh, hey, Carrie, welcome back.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
We'll talk about that, right?
I'm still in a different time zone.
Action Family Counseling is really a full-service treatment facilities. We have many different levels of care, including residential, partial hospitalization, intensive outpatient for both adolescents and adults. We are a dual diagnosis facility, which means we treat chemical dependency and mental health issues in combination. And if we can't help you, we can refer you to somebody who can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good to be back. I'll tell you, it was exciting. I mean, one of my least favorite places to go to is North Carolina. There's not a lot to do, but I got to hang out with my kid, right, which was great. He's just came back from, I was going to say a different country, but Afghanistan, and pretty darn good to see him, you know?
Yeah.
Because not all of them came back in one piece. Not all of them came back.
Right. I can imagine he had a real sigh of relief stepping on home ground, huh?
Yeah, you know what? I have never seen him more excited to see his wife and his kid, which was great.
Yeah.
And just to be back. And I mean, just to go through the pictures and the videos of what he had and some of the places they slept on cardboards and alleys, you know, and it's not cities. It's how do you say, villages.
Right. So what are we talking, like adobe buildings with
even
streets
adobe, not even streets really, adobe buildings that weren't really buildings.
Okay.
I mean, they were kind of like huts that people live in. They're tribal people.
Okay.
You know, and so it's really a turned around world over there. It's come way different than we would ever expect.
Right.
You know, and then you know, I mean, they're on patrol. One of the kids, and these are young kids. I mean, 19, 20, 21, that's young, huh? 18, but one of the kids stepped on an IED and lost his leg. Another one, this is when they were on patrol, another one they had to carry him out and fight their way out. And then
this is in your son's group?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then a lieutenant got shot in the head. Fortunately, didn't go in. They grazed him, and but still, he was not in great shape. But and a couple other guys lost their lives, a few of them, actually. So I think he was very excited. Not to count that it's 135 degrees there.
Right.
You know, and you don't have air conditioning, and there's no internet, and it is what it is. Right. So you're living where you live. And you
so sleep. It's like it's all of that stuff going on, like in the middle of, say, Death Valley would be the equivalent to us, right?
I would say yes, but worse. Death Valley on steroids.
Right. Oh, my God.
You know, plus you got to watch your back and your front and your sides wherever you go, even when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So then the firefights with bullets bouncing around you. I mean, you know, wherever you go in some of these places, and you can't even see who's shooting. You just got to run.
Well, and there's, you know, we can never say enough for our heroes that go over there, you know, and anyone who has or is going to, men and women serve in the military, you guys are our heroes.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And then you come back and you know, you're living in Afghanistan fighting and watching your lives and carrying guns and bombs are going all over the place. And you come back and it's dead, quiet, back to this. Right. And nobody can really kind of comprehend what emotions and feelings and fear and excitement that you had there.
Yeah, I think fortunately there's more of an understanding now in today's world than there ever was, and there are a lot of good programs and groups and things like that for PTSD and stuff like that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we've come miles. We still need to come more.
Yeah, of course
we do. We've come a long ways because it's one of those kind of things, if you weren't there, how do you get it? Yeah. You don't know the feelings, you know? It's like he said, I'll never feel that adrenaline rush that I had anywhere else again in my life, or that fear. And
it's constant. It's not like one episode. It's the whole time you're there, I can imagine. Right.
Well, no, because most of the time it's boring. I mean, most of the time you're on patrol and you're just kind of there. But still, it's the times that it ignites is pretty wild. On that, we need to take a break. This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Hi, I'm Corey Peck, principal of West Creek Academy in Valencia, and you're watching SCB-TV, local television for Santa Clarita.
Escape reality at the Ivy Day Spa in Valencia. Relax your mind in our tranquil solarium. Unwind during your VIP massage. Rejuvenate with advanced diamond tip microdermabrasion or choose from a variety of facial treatments. For a unique spa experience, visit the grotto where you'll enjoy a full body exfoliating scrub in an exotic setting. Schedule your escape today and receive a 50% discount on a VIP grotto experience with your next full service treatment at the Ivy Day Spa in Valencia.
Hi, I'm Dan Sturkle, General Manager in Nissan Valencia, home to the $99 down delivers. I'm standing next to two of my most favorite vehicles, the completely redone 2013 Altima with its unbelievable 38 miles to the gallon, and the 2012 fully electric Leaf. It goes 100 miles for under $5. Here at Nissan of Valencia, not only do we have some of the lowest prices on our new Nissans, but we also have extremely low prices on our vast inventory of pre-owned vehicles. Come see us at the all-new Nissan of Valencia, home to the $99 down delivers.
Station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Bob Sheritz. I'm here with our host, Carrie Quashen. And welcome back, Carrie.
Hey, it's good to be back. And you know what you said earlier, and I don't say it enough, but really, if I had a hat, I'd take it off to all the military out there.
Yeah.
So you guys are our heroes, and we appreciate you.
We do very much. So, what are we going to talk about this week? What's our topic?
What do you want to talk about? I haven't been here.
I think
You got some people here. Why don't you introduce them?
I will, and it's
Or not.
almost
No, just kidding.
right. It's almost back to school time, and we want to do our best to prepare our teenagers to go back to school.
When is school starting again?
Next week. When does school start?
A couple of weeks, you know, it depends on what kind of schools you go to.
Depends on
Yeah, public schools would say week, you know.
The 14th, I think.
Yeah. And private schools also too, maybe week, you know, some 2 weeks around there.
So in the next couple of weeks, we're coming back. So who we brought on the show today is, you can introduce Benny, but I'll introduce my friend.
I don't want to introduce
my friend. Oh, you've been here before, I see, Benny.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
So we brought our friend Dennis, who is a high school student.
Thank you guys.
And also in recovery.
Yes,
and
yes, I am.
Yeah, and he's going to have the best perspective, I think, that we can get on.
Right. And, you know, going back to school is tough enough. It's like I've been in this field of rehabs for 30 years. That's a long time. I should start not saying how
You
many
can go
years.
backwards. At some
That's
point,
what
you
I'm
start
gonna
going
say.
backwards.
Yeah, I'll just say 3.
Right.
It makes me feel younger. But the reality is summer is crazy. And I'll
Right.
tell you why. Everything slows down.
For rehabs. Right.
For rehabs.
Yeah.
But in reality, everything speeds up
Yep.
when it comes to kids. Our rehabs slow down, our groups slow down, our outpatient clinics slow down. People just don't see what's going on. Their kids are out, parents are out working and taking care of business. They're not getting the phone calls from school. Kids are not having to wake up and show up. They don't have to do homework. And now all of a sudden, summer stops. And all the things them kids were doing outside comes right back to kind of slap them in the face.
Well, and I'd imagine, I know this, but we see a dramatic spike in rehab admissions
In about 2 weeks,
In 2
because
weeks.
because those kids that were out there doing the stuff that they do in the summer can't now maintain
Right.
when they're going back to school. They can't get up. If they've been using a lot of drugs, they can't stop. And it's just really now all the stuff that we didn't see in the summer, we now see.
Right.
It slaps us in the face. So our groups swell up, our rehabs swell up. We go from half full to a waiting list every year.
Right.
So it's time now that we really need to pay attention. And not just that. We also have kids from elementary school now going into middle school.
Right.
We have kids from middle school going into high school. And the whole game changes.
Well, you know, there used to be sort of a magic age for onset of usage, right? You know, 7th, 8th grade, and it's getting younger and younger and younger. So we're talking
Right.
elementary school
Yes, we
onset now.
Well, national statistics they don't lie when it comes to that. The numbers are 9 to 12.
Yeah.
Kids experiment with alcohol and drugs. First usage is between 9 and 12 with most kids.
Let me understand. 9 and 12 years old.
9
Between
to
9
12.
and 12 years old.
Right.
they're
That
starting.
doesn't mean a 9-year-old goes out and gets obliviated, but a 9-year-old could be watching dad smoke weed in the bedroom,
Yeah.
knows where mom gets the alcohol. Friends come over, they take a few sips, they start feeling a buzz. Older brother and sister wants to get them high for the first time just because they think it's cute.
Because they think it's cool, yeah.
Right. But really, statistics say 9 to 12 is first usage, and you know that. We've been working in this field for a long time. Isn't that true?
Oh, it's true. I would say also because, older siblings, 9 to 12. I mean, call it follow up the, just following the train there.
All right. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start? Why don't you introduce yourself and
Dennis.
tell us everything?
Okay, well, senior going into right now high school. Gonna be moving up to Boise for a while. Just start fresh, I guess. New start. It's always good.
Remember this though: wherever you go, you take something with you.
That's definitely.
Your brain.
Yeah.
It
Most
doesn't.
likely.
It follows you wherever you go. Boise, Japan, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But go
on. Yeah. So well, going back to school, it's kind of a rough time, I guess, for everyone, especially like you were saying, drugs and kids. Because during the summer we're used to just partying every weekend, party.
But you know what? Parents don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, and also because sometimes the kids are just sneaky about it. Oh, we're gonna go sleep over at Billy's or something. Sleep over at Todd's, and what's really going on? They're sleeping over, and then
If they're
sneak,
even really at Todd's,
they sneak out, or they just go somewhere else. Go to a party. Rager all night. Next morning the parents aren't home and they have work, like you said. And then just sleep all day, and then you know what? Do the same thing the next week, and
I had
the
a
next day.
parent call me this weekend actually, and her 13-year-old daughter was sleeping at whatever girl's house, and she says, "I don't even know if they're there." I said, "Does she have a phone?" She went, "Yes." I said, "Have her take a picture right now where she's at." She wasn't even there.
Yeah.
She was at some guy's house.
Wow.
And so there was about 4 different kids involved, and all the parents thought they were sleeping at different houses. So what does that tell you?
That tells you they're conspiring with each other to get
They're
away with stuff.
conspiring, and we're not smart enough
And
to
we're
pick
not
up
in
the
on it.
phone and really figure out where our kids are, and parents aren't talking to each other.
Right.
So parents, we really need to be talking to each other and really knowing what's going on. And the luxury of today's world, we have cell phones. All our kids have them. I don't know if I'm great. I don't know how grateful I am about that, but it's pretty simple. Where are you? I'm at Bob's house. Send me a picture right now, Bob, in the house.
Yeah.
And we
or
could
send me
really
a picture of
figure.
the address.
Oh, what movie are you in? Oh, how about a picture of the movie?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, send me a picture of the address.
There
Good,
you
good,
go.
Benny. I
Okay,
wouldn't have
there you
thought
go,
of that
Benny.
Oh yeah.
one. You taught me something.
Yeah, you gotta
Thanks.
remember, I have 6 kids. I gotta be on top of that.
Yeah,
like,
you know. Yeah, just because you're a counselor don't make us immune. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, for sure.
But go on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, and I guess.
Actually, don't. You know what?
Okay, or not.
Let's go ahead. Bob, bring us out on break.
Okay, well let's go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll carry on with Dennis, and I guess we'll introduce Benny.
Well, maybe. We'll
Okay.
think about it.
Just
All
maybe.
Hey, this is Families in
Everyone
Action on
loves
your
Benny,
hometown
though.
station, AM 1220 KHDS.
Hi, we're the Cub Scouts from Pack 575.
We have a message for you. Always be prepared.
Watch SCVT TV. 1, 2, 3. Cub Scouts rule!
In conclusion, our database management solution promises a 23% return in the first year alone.
In conclusion, our database management solution promises a 23% return in the first year alone.
In conclusion, our database management solution promises a 23% return in the first year alone.
Will they remember you? Everything is image, and you need your image on everything. For the most cost-effective solution, visit AmericanLogosForYou.com to put the name you choose on the things you choose. Advertise your company, promote your school, commemorate your family reunion. The possibilities are endless. Visit AmericanLogosForYou.com because everything is image.
I can't grasp why, but Bob's pitch seemed on target somehow.
Right. I can't put my finger on it, but Bob was memorable.
I agree. Bob's pitch made the right impression.
Let's award the contract to Bob then.
Make sure people remember you. Visit AmericanLogosForYou.com because everything is image.
The Donut Inn on Soledad Canyon Road has a new name, California Bakery and Cafe.
You still get the donuts, hot chocolate, and fresh squeezed juices, the sandwiches, croissants, and our famous tamales. But you'll also get cakes for parties, celebrations, and major events. Our unique bread baskets offer a one-of-a-kind gift, all with the personal service you have come to expect for the last 35 years. Get a cup of coffee and a Danish 24 hours a day. California Bakery and Cafe.
Welcome back to Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. If you want to get involved in this conversation, I know we don't say this a lot, but you can call in at 661-298-5487. That's 661-298-5487. And you could jump right into our conversation.
Yep.
So, Bob, before we went on break, you were going to introduce Benny. Don't do that yet.
Don't yet?
He's a secret weapon. Yeah.
Oh, he is. He's our expert.
Don't tell
he's
anyone.
Our expert.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone he's here.
He's a little too good with the kids.
Yeah.
But we were going to go right back to your friend here.
Well, I think, our story is the most important, right? Do you mind telling us, like, how it started and how it progressed for you, Dennis?
Sure. Okay, well, I started first using, or just say, experimenting around probably the end of my freshman year.
How old were you?
I was, around roughly 15.
So you were walking down the street, right?
Oh,
remember this? You looked up in the sky, and a bong fell in your hands. It said smoke. Is that what happened?
Most definitely not. It did not happen that way.
So tell us what happened.
Well, mine wasn't it wasn't a peer pressure thing, because nowadays it's not really like that anymore, actually. It's more of a choice. No one comes up to you and just asks you, hey, do you want to smoke some? It's really you want to go look for it, I wasn't saying it was more a fitting thing, it's just to try it. And so
let me get it straight. So you woke up one day and you went, I want to try this marijuana stuff. Why? What happened?
I mean,
just curiosity. Why?
I think when we look at it all, I say, the media does have a lot of influence around it.
Of course.
And, you see, like, all these, just movies, you see, like, the fun in it, I guess you can say in quotations, because it does look fun when they do it. But in all actuality, it goes way deeper than that. So I started off, using...
But not to interrupt you again, but think about that. You watch your heroes, these actors and actresses that you really like. You put on a movie. Even if they don't get high, they're getting high in the movie.
Right.
So it makes sense.
And you never see the consequences, actually. You always see the good part of it. And I came soon to realize is that the reason why you don't see the consequences, because, and in the sets, you don't have actual marijuana, it's fake, So they're not really actually using. I mean, they're just using it as for show. So there really is no consequences for that.
Yeah, they're just showing you the fun.
Yeah.
Making it a comedy or whatever it is at the time.
Yeah.
So what happened? You decided you wanted to get high. You found it.
Yep, found it. It's very common to find nowadays. You either have like your own best friend deal it to you, or you have just someone that lives close by. Anyone that can deal it to you. You just ask around. There are all sorts of drugs now. I mean, it goes from just as low as marijuana to opiates, heroin, stuff like that.
Right.
Anywhere to find inside the school. So from there on, I started using just weed for a good 2, maybe year and a half, and I got caught my first time about almost a year and a half ago. And that was, I guess, not a wake-up call, it's just a little frightened. And from there on, it kept.
But you know what, parents when they catch them, here's what most parents think at first is, well, I just caught them, they only done it once or twice.
Oh yeah,
it's not a big deal, they'll never do it again, they promised.
Right. You were using for a year and a half or 2 before you got caught, right?
Yeah. And everybody, like anybody that gets caught, the first thing, deny.
It's my
That's
friend.
the basics.
It's my friend's. I found it.
I did it once.
That's not mine. I was just holding it for someone. The usual excuses.
Yeah. Well, you were for yourself. You weren't lying.
Yeah. From there on, came probably say 4 or 5 months later on. I went into opiates. Felt good for a while.
What were you thinking to make you decide to do that for the first time?
Well, I couldn't get bud. I couldn't get weed. So, I turned to the next, my friend.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I couldn't get any.
But you know what I'm hearing? It's easier sometimes to get opiates and heroin than weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty frightening.
It is.
Yep.
And so, came and I asked my friend, "Oh, do you have anything else since you don't have butter?" No, yeah, I have some pills if you want. So I'm like, "Oh, okay. What do you have?" "Oh, I have painkillers, Vicodin." I'm like, "Okay, you know what? I've never tried that. Might as well, see how that feels like." And I got 2 the first time. It was all right. The high was good, and I started liking it. So I got from there on. I started buying more of the pills. But it was more of an on and off thing. Is either I have the bud. So I got that, and then I can, if you didn't have bud, do you have pills? If you had pills, sometimes either or, sometimes both, depending on how much money I had. And it just progressed from there on. And then...
How much are pills these days?
It depends. You want Vicodin, which would be the cheapest right now. You could get probably 3 for $5, 5 for $10, and then 9 for $15.
Three for $5, and if I took 3 at once, would it get me high?
Yes, it would. Actually, it'd give you a nice high for at least probably 2-3 hours.
So $5. I can get really high for $5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
No, it's fine. And then from there on, it was about, say, year and a half ago, to middle semester of my junior year. Not middle, actually, say starting up, just a couple of months from now, a year ago, I started, I was partying a lot, going out a lot, just hopped up on drugs a lot, I couldn't go probably 3 to 5 days without something, just loaded, and my mental, I wasn't like crazy, but, I just didn't have a good mental capacity,
Right.
Things were, big things, such as grades, just small problems would be a really huge deal to me. And it just get overwhelming in so many times. And it'd be really hard for me just to concentrate on one thing, concentrate on grades. I had really bad grades. And then, social problems, you have to, it's not more of a fit in now. It's more of a, you have to have that success, the idea of success now. Kids don't just want to fit in, you want to have the money, the looks, you want to look successful, dress the part. And so from there on, I was getting into a very dark state of mind. And when I got caught up for the last time, when I got into almost put in a warrior circle, that's something we have at the school I attend. And so from there, it helped a little because when I got caught up, one of the deans told me, it was sort of a cry for help. And now that I look back to it, it was a really big cry for help for me because I was in a really, really low place, mentally, I was just devastated, there was a lot of things going on during that time that I just couldn't handle, and I turned to drugs just to help me up, just forget about it, that high just helped me out a lot.
The problem is it works for a minute, then it stops.
Oh, yeah, it does, and especially when you come down from it.
Problems are there, but on steroids.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that when we come back from break.
Okay.
This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Hi, I'm Dirk Fisher, and you're watching SCV-TV, local television for Santa Clarita.
You chose the Santa Clarita Valley for quality of life, but you also need quality of health. In the last few years, Henry Mayo has dramatically advanced care for our maturing population, introducing life-saving cardiovascular services, achieving an advanced primary stroke center designation, receiving the highest cancer program accreditation, and developing new joint replacement and spine programs. In fact, Henry Mayo is now a Best Los Angeles Regional Hospital. Henry Mayo, helping ensure your quality of life through better quality of health.
Scratch Golf Accelerated, Santa Clarita's unique indoor golf training and fun center. We have great programs for kids and adults of all levels. Rain or shine, we're here to improve your golf game and have fun doing it.
It's great to practice with just the girls at Scratch.
We enjoy playing in the adult league at night. It's a great time.
And they make it so much fun for the kids too.
We love Scratch!
Come see us at Scratch.
Welcome back to Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. If you're just joining us, we're actually talking about, going back to school and the dangers of what our kids are facing.
Right.
And not just the dangers, the deals that they're facing,
And all joking aside, I mean, we have a couple of great guests here today, and Dennis. We're going to get back to Dennis right now. All joking aside, Benny Rubio is our adolescent counselor over at the IOP, and he's in the trenches and doing the deal and working with our kids, and he's awesome. And nothing but good feedback about Benny. Everybody loves Benny, right?
Everybody. There should be a show instead of everybody loves Raymond.
Benny.
It should be everybody loves Benny.
I would watch it.
So
we'll
watch it. There you go.
Six kids and Benny. Oh god.
Before we're over today, I want to ask Benny to talk to us about what are the trends and what's going on today with our kids, in real time. But where were we with you, Dennis? We were talking about now what I caught on. You talked about the progression, right? Started with it didn't fall out of the sky. Started looking for some pot, went out and got some. Your connection or friend didn't have any that day, but he had some pills, and that easy. It went from it's only weed to opiates, which for those of you out there listening, Vicodin is heroin. It's the same drug in a pill form, right? And so you start to progress. So
just as addicting too.
Just as addicting, and it is exactly the same drug in a different form. Right. So a lot of people don't understand that.
Vicodin, Oxy, all those drugs used in excess and a larger quantity of them, you can get the same effect.
Same effect, yeah. So Vicodin, Oxycontin, Norco, codeine, morphine, those are all the same. They're all opiate derivatives.
That's right.
So where were we now?
He was just saying how his world was starting to collapse.
Yeah. Yeah, it stopped working for you.
And this was a year and a half ago, though, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago.
And now you only got how many days sober?
I have working on 4.
All right, that's what I was just checking.
Relapse.
Okay, do me a favor, Benny.
Hit him.
Oh, another one? Okay.
Another one.
Okay. All right, but finish. I'll go on, Benny.
Yeah, so we're at the end here, a year or so ago, right?
Doesn't
You
sound
think
like
it's
the
the
end.
end. All right, okay.
Right.
Well, yeah, as I said before, my mental state was very low, Just, I was kind of beat up, just like I said, cry for help. So I got into the Warrior Circle program. And, the first 2-3 months that I was on there.
What is a War Circle program? Just a quick.
It's like if you've ever been to IOP, it's like a lower dosage of that.
Gotcha.
You get drug tested every day. You go and talk. You talk to whoever is like the counselor there.
Which school is this?
Alamany.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and so they give you you go there and you talk to whoever's there. They drug test you. Just discuss how it is. Just kind of a small small little rehab program.
Gotcha.
From there on, it helped me a little bit. The first month was rough, just coming down from all that.
Yeah.
And then, from people inside the actual, the actual program, they're like, you can cheat this program, right? I'm like, no way, really? You can cheat this program? Let's do it. So, you came up with just very distinct ways, cheat the program, keep using again.
Right.
That's when I started back up again. This time you started using weed again. And then shortly after progressed back to opiates.
Yeah, this time I'm only going to smoke pot. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It works for a minute.
Yep. That's what you say all the time. And, just kept going from there. And you get careless after a while, that's all. You only want to get high. That's all you want. After a while, you get careless. You really don't care about anything else. So when I started, I got caught again. And just decided, my parents didn't have it anymore, so they put me in IOP, intensive program
With Benny.
Yes, and that was just
sorry about that.
That was something completely new, and the first you have to stay. There are a lot of things you must require to graduate the program, and so it's you get lab tested and everything, and then at a surprise, Benny likes to accompany us to the bathroom, and that made it a little bit hard.
Yeah, they're monitored drug tests.
So it's a little hard to cheat.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, what, I was like, I have to stay sober, so we'll try it out. So started getting sober, the first month, just filled with anxieties, just coming down off of all the drugs that I've been using, just coming down off all of that, it was small rough patch, I guess, like a little hump, it was really hard. Then from there on, you kind of start seeing that you did need it, At first you come in with the mentalities that I don't need this. Why am I even here?
I could have stopped anytime I wanted.
Yeah,
anyway.
I could have stopped anytime I wanted to, and then you're just mad at everyone else because they put you in here because you think they're the problem.
Well, they're challenging your lifestyle, your world.
Yeah. And from there on, kept staying sober, just wasn't really going to meetings or anything. I went to a couple, it was a little different, talk about sponsorship, the steps and all of that. It was just completely different to me, it was just a whole new world to me. I didn't really know too much about it. Then my first relapse happened about 2-3 months ago. It was right after my 30 days. I started feeling good, let my guard down, and just back to where I was, step one again, back to right where I started. From there on, I wanted something different this time, I felt different, I felt that I could work the program, so I kept working it, came up to around 85 days, everything was going good, and I let my ego get to me. I guess I could say, I let, oh, I got this, I got this. That was the thing, and I realized now, once you say that, you can't really say that because you can never get the program. It's something you have to keep working at it. And so...
And one thing people don't get, well, we get it, is drugs and alcohol are very cunning.
Yes,
baffling and powerful. And once we trigger that piece of our brain, we be chasing it.
Yeah. Well...
So that's why that old saying, one's never enough, or one's too many, 1,000 is never enough, because it really is true. We're okay as long as we're not using. Yeah. Once we start, it triggers that piece and we chase it. And that's just the way it goes. This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHS. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Captain Ned Kelly. You're watching SCV TV, local television for Santa Clarita.
When someone abducts a child, they're not about to advertise it. But we will. Sign up at wirelessamberalerts.org to get free Amber Alert text messages on your cell phone. Wireless Amber Alerts. A child is calling for help.
Did you know SCV TV reaches over 250,000 people in the Santa Clarita Valley? SCV TV's sports and event coverage has audiences in the tens of thousands. SCVTV.com has nearly 200,000 page views a month. And no other Santa Clarita media outlet has more friends on Facebook than SCV TV. Can you imagine what it would mean to your business if your message reached all those people? If you need to generate more local business, or if you would like to uniquely position your company within the community, then consider SCV TV in your marketing campaign. SCV TV, the only local television for Santa Clarita.
Welcome back to Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm here today with our host, Carrie Quashen, and two awesome guests. Dennis has been telling us a little bit about himself, and I want a couple of minutes on where you're at in your recovery today, and do you want to say anything to any of your supporting people that are listening out there, like your family, right?
Yeah. Well, as of now, as I said, my story, it's been progressing. And what I've realized now, it went from, I came into the program and was, okay, I have to do this, I'm being forced to do this. And then from there on, it progressed to, I need to do this because, I wanted to graduate IOP. And from there on, as I want to do it. I want it now. Yeah. And that's the thing, it's kind of been a whole just realization, like the past month, couple of weeks, it's just that realization, just finally figuring out, what I want, what I need to do, just things that I have to do to myself,
Well, I sure hope you get it, because I'll tell you one thing, you deserve it. You're a good guy, and you really do deserve it. And I know, just by speaking to Benny and Bob, there's a whole lot of people out there that really love you and care about you and support you and want you to be happy. Yeah, and there's no drug out there worth that.
Yeah, and that's something, just after my last relapse, it's just, that, can I say it hit me hard. Last one just right on the rug, just pulled my covers,
The guilt got you.
Yeah, just oof.
Well, yeah. And I heard you say, now I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to want this thing more than anything else.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
And I do.
And I'll tell you a secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. Getting clean and sober is really easy. You just got to change everything. Your friends, your playgrounds, your thinking, all that stuff's got to change. And once that happens, it works. Yeah. The other thing is, the biggest secret of all, if you don't use, guess what? you won't be using. It's just
Yeah.
that easy. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in a party and everybody's using, eventually you will do that. And it's really, think about it, people that are listening, think. I mean, it's hard enough for an adult. Imagine a 17-year-old.
Yeah. Well,
All your friends.
especially coming back to school, right? I mean, I can imagine there's going to be a couple of big parties happening pretty soon.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
end of the summer.
Always, you can always expect at least a good party week before, week after, or a couple of weeks into the school year. Big party, and I'm telling you, drugs, alcohol, anything, anything goes at these parties. I'm telling you, nowadays it's a little, it's more easy to get stuff that we need. We have a lot of friends, since most people that have hookups, they're tending to get into like the crowd. So, whatever they need to do to get into the crowd, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah. We're gonna get in talking a little bit about what to watch out for and all that stuff with Benny in a minute. But let me ask you a question first. How are you gonna stay away from all this?
Well, moving to Idaho in a couple of weeks, so I've already started looking to NA meetings that I can go up there, and I just need to stay focused. Like I said, I gotta want this more than anything else. I have to just work this program, work my program. Anything I need to do, need to get a new sponsor because I can't. I mean,
Idaho's a ways away.
Yeah, so I can't really work steps with my sponsor that I have right now. So just putting myself into a different environment, just gotta adapt and just hope for the best. Just do what I need to do.
Right. If you hang in, and you are who you hang out with.
Yeah.
So get there and pick the right people.
Yeah.
Go to the meetings, get a sponsor, and take care of business, and you'll be okay. Pick the wrong people, and you'll have other headaches. That's for sure. But I'll tell you what, I appreciate anything you want to say to anyone.
I'd like to thank my parents, if they're listening, anyone, to all the parents out there, just have patience,
Talk to your parents.
Okay, well,
say what you want to say.
Just to my mom and dad, thank you guys. I love you guys. To my family members, you guys are the best, supporting me for like the last couple of years. It's been hard, and I'd like to thank them all, just sticking there by my side, going through all my just roughness. I appreciate all the love you guys give me every day. It's just amazing. Could have been here without you guys, so just like to thank them.
Very, very nice. Benny, he's a good guy.
Oh, yeah, he is. He really is. Bob, Carrie, thank you for having me here. I want to touch base a little bit about going back to school. Now, going back to school is a strange transition. You have kids that are in elementary going to junior high. You have kids that are in junior high going to high school. And what happens? The first day of school, everybody knows. Parents remember back when you were going to school, you get nervous. You're walking down the halls, you're looking up, trying to find the numbers. I'm trying to find room 36. You're looking, you don't want to ask, so you get nervous. So the natural coping skill for a kid when he gets nervous is to ask his friends, hey, I'm new here or whatever. They meet friends over there. They meet friends, they talk. Guess what? One thing leads to another, they smoke a cigarette. One thing leads to another, they smoke a little bit of marijuana. Another thing leads to another, they did school.
And let me tell you something, from elementary school to middle school, it's not even a different deal, it's a different world.
Whole different world, yeah.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you're not in one class anymore, you're going to different classrooms all over the place. There's hundreds of kids all over the place.
Unfamiliar campus.
Unfamiliar campus, unfamiliar teachers, unfamiliar kids, unfamiliar everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so simple to fall into, like Benny said, the wrong people.
Well, not to mention, it's also like one huge fashion show. So everybody wants to have the best shoes, the best hairdo, and all that other good stuff. And then not to mention there's drugs and alcohol there. And what else are they going to do if they don't talk to their parents or communicate good with them? They're going to go get high to take that feeling away.
But let me tell you something, Benny, and I say this every show. The average parent spends between 2 and 10 minutes with their kid every day. How was your day? Was good. How was school? Was okay. Any homework? I done it. Are you hungry? I ate. And they're right back up to their bedrooms or in their bedrooms, whatever, on their Facebooks with their buddies.
Oh, yeah.
So we have them 2 to 10 minutes. Their friends have them 16 plus hours a day, either in person or electronically, right?
Yep.
Am I right?
Completely right. Completely right.
So as soon as they go from, for instance, elementary school to middle school, everything changes, and all the things that we wanted to think our kids would never be faced with, they're faced with now.
Yes, they are.
It's right there, bang, just like that.
Within a blink of an eye.
Yeah, a blink of an eye. So that all those talks that we think we had with our kids, that last maybe 30 seconds, are kind of thrown out the door.
Oh, yeah.
So we really, as parents, and you can jump into this, have to really connect now with our kids.
Well, it's also taking accountability. Like, for instance, every time when it's summer, just like you said, Kerry, everything stops. IOPs, the inpatients, and the truth is, every parent waits to the last minute. You know, all of a sudden, it's back to school, and we get flooded.
And we're going to talk about the flood when we come back from break. This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Hi, I'm Athena Merengue from Academy of the Canyons.
And I'm Robert Ryan from Golden Valley High School.
I'm Sam Ria from Hart High School, and you're watching SCV TV, local television for Santa Clarita.
When I grow up, I want to help animals. When I grow up, I want to help animals. When I grow up, I want to help animals.
Hey, Zachary.
Ready?
You looking good?
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Again, I'm Kerry Quashen along with my co-host Bob, and we have Benny and Dennis here today. Hey.
Hello.
So we forget all the stuff that we talked about. School's starting in a week or two, depending on where you're at. We got kids going from elementary school into middle school. We got middle school kids going into high school. And as we were saying earlier, these kids have been out for the summer doing whatever it is that they're doing, and now they're going back to school. Things change. The other thing that I want to say is again, and this, I'm not saying that it's you, but in general, most people spend 2 to 10 minutes with their kids. I'm going to say it again. How was your day? It was good. How was school? It was cool. You have any homework? I done it. Are you hungry? I ate. And they're right back with their kids. We need to stay connected with our kids, especially now, really always, but especially now.
Oh, yeah. Especially during the transition, coming back from summer, right? So
coming back from summer, you as a parent need to be there for your kid if they want you there or not.
So we got a couple of minutes. If I'm a parent out there listening, what are some things you can tell them, Benny, that can, kids coming back to school from summer, off and running? What can we do to help?
I'd say just spend one day, sit with your kid. Not just one day, just in general. Sit down with your kid, talk to either him or her about what peer pressure is, what to expect when they go to school, who to hang out with, who not to hang out with, and just stuff like that.
Also, let them know that they can talk to you whenever they want to, huh? I mean, you got 6 kids.
Yeah, and I tell you guys this much. I have 6 kids, and
he collects them.
I do. Just throw them at me. I'll take them, And to be honest with you, I sit down with them and I talk to them. And I know one of them was really nervous about going to junior high, and I tell him, it's okay, don't worry about it. This is what you're going to expect. You're going to see a lot of want-to-be cool kids that smoke cigarettes and do this and that, but don't hang out with them. And he goes, I know, Daddy. And I tell him this much. Unless you want to stay living with me until you're 40 or 50 years old, then, I mean, come on. You gotta do something in your life. Go to school. Get an education. And luckily, they understand and realize it. And the first day of school was a breeze. They hung out with the good crowd.
Because they were prepared. Because you sat down and talked about it ahead of time.
Yeah, and it wasn't a 5-10 minute talk. It was a good hour, 2 hours. We went out walking, took a little hike with the kids, and it was good.
And these should be, inside of your house, this should be a regular conversation. If you're not already talking about the so-called hard subject to talk about, like drug use and peer pressure and sex and things like that with your kids, start talking about that. Make it a regular conversation in your house.
You better, because if you're not, where are they going to learn this from?
That's true. I mean, think about it, Bob. If you don't talk to your son or daughter about drugs, alcohol, sex, guess what, parents? Somebody out there is.
And if you don't believe me, I mean, how many of your kids, our kids, are 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, and up that have cell phones? Parents, just grab your cell phone right now and hit the word porn in your internet and see what comes up.
Right.
There's going to be about 500,000 sites that are free of the most hardcore porn things your kids can ever watch. So really, we need to talk to our kids about stuff. We need to really be involved. We need to know what they're doing on their internet. We need to look at their phones. We need to be on all the email lists of the school that we could possibly be. We need to go to the school's open house. We need to meet the teachers. We need to let the teachers give them our email address. Let them know we want to be involved in what's going on with our kids.
Know who your kids' friends are.
Exactly.
Know who your kids' friends' parents are.
And
Have
if you-
regular
oh, yeah.
conversations.
That's what I was going to say. Have
Yep.
conversations with your kids' friends' parents. If your kids are saying, "I'm going to Benny's house after school," talk to the parents. If your kids are saying, "I'm sleeping at Dennis's house," watch out. I'm just kidding. But talk to Dennis's parents. Know what's going on. Make sure it's safe.
Yeah.
These are things that we as parents. These are our, not just things that we should be. We're obligated to do.
So what if, first of all, what are some of the what can I look at if my kid's already using, right? What are some of the things I need to look out for? And even better yet, if I find out that that's happening, what can I do about it?
You can call, give me a call at the 800 number, 1-800-14. That's 1-800-FORTEEN. That's 1-800-367-8336.
And you know what? Like Benny said, call him or anyone there. We will test anyone. I mean, we can almost do it 24 hours a day because we have rehabs, but we will test your kids. If you have no money, we'll test them free.
Right.
So if your gut's
Yes, we
saying
will.
there's something going on, pick up the phone and call 1-800-FORTEEN, which is 367-8336, and we will be glad to help. There's also a Tuesday evening group every Tuesday at Kenyon High School at 7 p.m. in the AA building. It's free. There's a parent group for parents and kids group for kids. We have a Spanish-speaking group now at Hart High School, 7 o'clock in the library, Tuesday evening. It's free too. Dennis, you sounded really good.
Thank you very much.
I
Thank you
want
guys for having me.
You got it. I know that you're moving to another state, but I sure want you to keep in touch with us and let us know how you're doing.
I will.
And remember this: if you don't pick up, you won't be using.
I'd like to see Dennis when you do you have people that are still living here?
Yes,
that you
I do.
When you come back to visit, we'd love to have you back on the show and see how you're
I'd
doing.
love that, dude. That'd be great.
And if not, in 6 months we'll do a call.
We can do a call, right?
We'll
Yeah.
We'll
That's
bring them
fine.
on the air via telephone. We can do that too. But
sounds good.
I really want to
Good
keep in touch with you and let not just us but our listeners know how you're doing. I think that would be nice.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah. So that's it, huh? This is
All
Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHS. Stay involved with your kids. Know what's going on. Go get involved in schools, and we love you. We'll be here next week.